Hello, welcome to yet another episode of Gadabout United, and the first in a new series focusing on United legends in a bite-sized format, starting with my favourite player, Mark Hughes, lovingly nicknamed Sparky. Hughes signed professional forms in 1980, but it took him several years to make his debut in a 2-0 win versus Port Vale in '83. Hughesy had two spells at the club, being one of the few players to come back successful on both occasions. By the time he left in the summer of '95, he'd played 473 games for United, scoring 163 goals and winning 11 trophies, scoring in 6 finals, 5 of which he won. So why is Mark Hughes a United legend? Well, he was a Red from the age of 16, his first club, and is currently 15th on the all-time appearance makers for United with those 473 games. And he is 9th on the all-time goal scorers list with 163, a place behind fellow Welshman Ryan Giggs and just ahead of Paul Scholes, Ruud van Nistelrooy and Stan Pearson. The man's a born winner, having played in 6 major cup finals, scoring 6 goals. He was a scorer of crucial goals. Apart from cup finals, his winning goal in the '85 semi-final versus Liverpool, a 2-1 win, and then a last-minute 1994 FA Cup semi-final goal at Wembley versus Oldham on the volley, as well as a ton of goals in the league that have led to championship titles. Hughesy was a warrior on the pitch. He battled and gave everything for the shirt. He worked hard and wouldn't be bullied and put himself about. He endeared himself to the Old Trafford faithful. He was our representative on the pitch. He wasn't the most prolific of goal scorers, but he held the ball up well. He linked up play and was key to getting other players on the score sheet. And every United fan who watched him and knows a little bit about the game could see what he was doing. It's commonly said of him he wasn't a great goal scorer, but a scorer of great goals. He was the master of the volley. I literally can't think of another United player who was a better volleyer of the ball. In his later years, after he'd left the club, when he actually returned to Old Trafford sporting the colours of our opponents, he's been one of the few players that actually never got booed. He is one of our own. He is a legend. Let's talk about trophies. As you can see, Sparky not only won 11 trophies at United, but when he moved on to his boyhood club Chelsea, as Sir Alex had put faith in Andy Cole to take the club forward, he still had a taste for silverware, winning a 4th FA Cup, which led to a 2nd Cup Winners' Cup and a League Cup the following season with the Blues. Even at 38, he turned out for Blackburn Rovers in the 2002 League Cup final and won the 3rd trophy of his career in that competition. Looking at all the clubs that Mark Hughes has played for, some of which I've mentioned just before, United wasn't his only club. After a first spell at United, he left Old Trafford in the summer of '86 for Barcelona, where he joined Gary Lineker, who just left Everton. After a couple of unhappy years at Barcelona, Sparky went on loan to Bayern Munich, where he garnered a lot of respect and affection and almost stayed, but it was only ever a stopgap for him to avoid a tax bill if he'd returned too early after leaving United. Hughes eventually returned to United in 1988, signed by Sir Alex for a record fee of 1.8 million, staying for 7 seasons, picking up a further 10 trophies. In '95, now almost 32, he moved on to Chelsea for a successful 3-year period, and then he played a couple of seasons at Southampton before finally moving back to the Northwest and ending his career with Everton and Blackburn Rovers respectively. Mark Hughes also represented Wales 72 times, scoring 16 goals, but even in a good Welsh side, replete with top players from big clubs, he was unable to make any major finals. Let's end this short 5-minute segment with maybe a handful of things you didn't know about Mark Hughes. His first name's Leslie and has an OBE. He's actually managed 7 sides as well as playing for several clubs. He's managed Wales, Blackburn Rovers, Man City, Fulham, QPR, Stoke and Southampton, and is looking to manage an 8th. Sparky was the first player to win the PFA Players Player of the Year twice in '89 and '91. And that was after winning the young player version in his first spell at United in '85. This is probably the most remarkable fact you may have not known. On the 11th of November '87, he played 2 competitive games. Before UEFA standardised the European football calendar, allotting time for international fixtures so they didn't clash with club matches, Hughes played first for Wales against Czechoslovakia in Prague in a Euro '88 qualifier, and then after that, he was flown across the border to Germany, appearing as a substitute for Bayern in their second round cup replay over Borussia Mönchengladbach. That's the sort of player he is, and that's why people love him, and that's why he's a legend. So, Where does Mark Hughes rate in your United legends of all time? Please leave a comment below and feel free to like, share and subscribe.